What if I told you that the hardest working person you know is almost guaranteed to fall short of their dreams? For 5 long years, he woke up before the sun. He traded weekends for work, and quiet evenings for endless tasks. His calendar was a masterpiece of discipline, every hour accounted for, every slot filled with purpose. He believed in the grind, worshipped at the altar of effort, and measured his worth in sweat and sleepless nights. And at the end of those 5 years, he had almost nothing to show for it. The goal remained a distant speck on the horizon. So what was missing? Why does effort, in its purest, most brutal form, sometimes lead only to exhaustion and emptiness? This isn't a story about laziness. This is a story about a silent trap that ambitious people fall into. A trap that convinces you you're moving forward when you're actually just running in place. Let's call him Alex. Alex had a vision. A 5-year vision, to be exact. It was clear, it was compelling, and it lived on a detailed vision board and in 100 pages of plans. His strategy was simple: outwork everyone. If success required 10 hours, he'd put in 20. If it required learning 1 skill, he'd learn 3. He equated motion with progress. His days were a whirlwind of activity: emails, meetings, side projects, courses. He was the busiest person in the room, and he wore that busyness like a badge of honor. But here's the critical flaw, the crack in the foundation. He never stopped to ask if he was building the right house. He was polishing the bricks every single day, but the blueprint was flawed from the start. He was solving for effort, not for direction. This is the first core reason: the tyranny of directionless hustle. Hard work is a force multiplier, but it needs a vector, a direction. Without it, all that energy dissipates into the air. It's like revving a car's engine furiously while the parking brake is still on. You're making a lot of noise, burning fuel, feeling the vibration, but you're not going anywhere. Alex was so focused on the how to work harder, how to squeeze more into a day, that he completely neglected the why and the what for. He never validated his core assumptions. Was there a real need for what he was building? Was he building in the right place, for the right people? His effort was sincere, but it was applied to a reality that existed only in his mind. The market, the audience, the world, it didn't care about his hours. It only cares about value received. Which leads us to the second, and perhaps more painful, reason: the absence of compoundable actions. Not all work is created equal. Most of our daily tasks are linear. You do them once, you get a result once. You answer an email, it's done. You attend a meeting, it's over. Alex's life was filled with these linear tasks. They felt productive, they cleared his inbox, but they left no asset behind. They didn't build upon each other. True growth, especially over a 5-year horizon, comes from compoundable actions. These are actions where the work you do today makes the work you do tomorrow easier, more effective, or more valuable. It's writing a piece of content that attracts an audience for years. It's building a product that serves customers while you sleep. It's developing a skill that unlocks new tiers of problems to solve. Alex was stuck in a cycle of one-off efforts. Every day was a reset. He was pouring water into a bucket with a giant hole in the bottom, wondering why it never filled up. And then there's the third reason, the silent dream killer, the unchecked identity. Alex had so deeply tied his identity to being the hard worker that he became terrified of doing anything that might look like less work. Rest felt like failure. Delegation felt like cheating. Pausing to think felt like laziness. His sense of self was wrapped up in the struggle itself, not the outcome. So he unconsciously avoided strategies that might lead to success faster or with less visible effort, because that would unravel the story he told himself about who he was. He was a martyr to his own grind. This identity lock is invisible, but it's incredibly powerful. It keeps you in the familiar prison of effort, because leaving it would mean asking, if I'm not the hardest worker, then who am I? So, what is the way out? It's a 3-part shift. First, trade hours for direction. Before you pour another month into a plan, spend a week validating it. Talk to the people you want to serve. Release a tiny, simple version of your idea into the real world. Let reality guide your effort, not your assumptions. Second, Audit your time for compoundability. Look at your task list. How much of it is linear, just clearing the deck? And what one project could you start that would, once built, continue to pay dividends? Shift your prime energy to building that asset, even if it means letting some linear tasks go undone. And third, redefine your identity. You are not a hard worker. You are a problem solver. You are a value creator. You are a strategic builder. Let those new identities guide your choices. Sometimes the most strategic, valuable thing you can do is to stop, to think, or to say no. This is the quiet truth that no one preaching the hustle culture wants to admit. Undirected effort is a form of hiding. It's a way to feel productive while avoiding the scary, vulnerable work of true creation and validation. Alex's story isn't unique. It's the story of millions of talented, capable people who are running the wrong race. The goal isn't to be tired. The goal is to be effective. To have your effort met with tangible, expanding results. If this reflection on effort and direction resonated with you, then you're exactly who we create for here at the Calm Tales. Your time is precious. If this added value to your journey, please tap the like button. It helps more seekers like you find this channel. And in the comments, I'd love to know, what's one linear task you do that you could replace with a compoundable one this week? Let's start building assets, not just checking boxes.